What's poppin', Real 16 TV is Cuz OP here back with another reaction. This time I'm reacting to West Coast KB on losing 25,000 on the Vegas Strip. That's honestly not a crazy amount, but we're gonna react to it anyways. Screen recording starting in 3. I mean, it's a lot more money than a nigga got on them right now. I ain't gonna lie to you, but it's just not that crazy of an amount.
And one of their friends would get back to the room, would go to sleep. I wake up the next day, and the FBI's in my room. The FBI, DEA. Nah, not DEA, but I know it was FBI for sure. They all had the FBI on there. So I'm thinking like, yo, my shit don't went federal? Like, why the feds here? And I asked one of the dudes, and they're like, nah, we just apprehend fugitives on the strip. So, I mean, that was a plus. I'm like, I got my paperwork. They took like 25 grand and 11,000 in money orders. They took me off the strip. Now, keep in mind, they walked me out the main entrance of Harrah's.
That's a lot.
And I got like
that's about
20 agents behind me, walking me out in handcuffs in front of everybody. So it was like some movie type shit. I'm freaked out. I'm freaked out. So,
hey, question: Did he have a 11,000 in, like, I forgot what he just called them, but them the motherfuckers used to pay their rent and stuff like that. Did he have 11,000 in those? And is that like a way for people to keep their money? Just out of curiosity, is that like a smart way to, like, oh yeah, money orders? Is that a smart way to throw your change in the money orders or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, stack your bread like that? I'm just curious.
They bring me to Henderson Jail. I sat there for a month. They moved me from Henderson Jail.
My bad, excuse me.
Put me in
Pahrump,
Nevada, like the Federal Intake Center. And I talk to my lawyer like almost every day. He's like, your case isn't going to go federal. The feds are transporting you. So they loaded me on a plane from Pahrump to Portland, Oregon. The whole process took like a month.
For real?
They drove me down in a paddy wagon to Medford, Oregon. And I had an armed robbery case. I had 3 counts of first-degree robbery.
Okay.
In Louisiana, there's no first-degree, second-degree robbery.
No.
In Oregon, first-degrry robbery is the worst, obviously. Second-degree and third-degree. I had 3 counts of first-degree because there was 3 people. I had 3 counts of second-degree.
Like strong arm or with the pistol?
I had an assault and a theft one. Basically, they called. The police weren't interested in what the other guys are doing. You know, that it was we all met up on illegal activity. They were worried about what transpired, you know. My bail was $7 million.
Yeesh.
They gave me $1 million for each one. My attorney said that it was because I was a flight risk, and they didn't want. They didn't want me.
I ain't gonna lie, I have a couple of homies that hit the 6
So I sat in the county jail.
Not like close homies, but at free meals, I believe him.
I paid a lawyer.
And then Ray got out. I think his was 50.
$8 grand for my case in Louisiana. Before I left, I managed to. I felt like I needed that. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I needed that, just in case it ever came time to fight that. Well, the money I paid him, he at least flew out to Oregon to see me and was like, you know, told me what he thought.
Yeah, no blunt today, but I did just take edibles.
Lawyers in Louisiana are slime balls.
I'll probably have
They'll tell you what you want to hear for them. As soon as they get your pockets, you know what I'm saying, they gonna stop fighting. But I ain't got no money. I mean, they took every
that's real.
What ended up happening with the case?
I think that's just because we, like, in these other towns, like in like the middle to the south or whatever. I don't want to put that on Houston. I mean, notice like in New York and California, I feel like lawyers take more pride in being lawyers in these states. You know what I mean? Like, they want to show they have a record where they go undefeated and shit like that. Like, I don't think like our states give a fuck as much about like proving that they undefeated. It's just like, oh, we got a couple dudes that are the best lawyers. I ain't gonna lie, but like everybody either goes to them or don't. So if everybody goes to the best lawyer, he gotta be giving up somebody. That's my assumption. He got to be like, I'm gonna go harder. Look, this one's a lighter case. Fuck it, you want to take him and help me get him off? They all eat fucking lunch together and golf together and shit. So I'm not surprised.
He's a dickhead though. He knows he is. He hadn't even transferred a public defender out of the way to be on my case. So technically, I still have a public defender on my case. I sent a kite one day. You done jail time? I sent a kite one day. I said we was making store. I said, how much is my what is my commissary balance? I knew I had like 15.
Man, I know this is fucked up and I shouldn't be talking about it, but there's a dude we know, right? And I'm not going to say his name because I'm sure you don't watch this shit, so I ain't going to disrespect this nigga. But like, somebody sent us a kite, and they didn't send me specifically a kite. They sent my uncle the kite, and they must have drew this nigga hella good too. I ain't going to lie. You would have thought he was like the Chuck E. Cheese rat. They drew this nigga as a rat with dreads. It looked just like bro. It was the weird. I wish I still. I doubt my uncle got the picture because he had love for bro, so if he didn't believe him, he probably threw that shit away. But like, nigga, it was a whole designed out drawing. I wish I had a picture.
$20 left. They wrote me back $10,015. So I'm like, they had to fuck up. You know, I got 10,000 on my. The next day I wake up a mail call. They released my seized funds. They released $10,000. It went straight on my books. I called. I asked everybody, who's the best lawyer? Who's the best lawyer around here? His name's Larry Roloff. He's from Portland. He represents everybody. I ended up signing over all my money on my commissary to him, to hire him. Everything. I sat in there for 16 months.
And does anybody know who West Coast KB is? Because I know KB Go Getter or something like that. He's a rapper.
I'm happy to look. I'm white. I'm glad of who I am. But there's different shades of white people. Oregon is very white. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the South. Got a little
flavor.
It's good, everybody. Monkey suicide.
Yeah, I get what he's saying right there. He like, bro, white dudes from the country. You know how Theo Von said we kind of grew up together. So even though there is a separation and there's a difference, I feel like they just depending on where you at. Like where I'm at, there's like a white power culture to some white people, and then the rest of the white kids and the white people or whatever, they are urban. But the ones that ain't urban, you can tell like a motherfucker they not urban. And it's weird because even the wood, I guess woods would be the word to name them or whatever, because that's kind of what they're categorized under. Even the wood version of that around here, kind of, unless they on meth, they basically just dress like urban too, like a motherfucker. It's not really like, I don't know, the older dudes is kind of different, but the motherfuckers that's our age is kind of like flat across the board the same way. But there was a point I was getting to with that is, besides that, like most of the white dudes around here basically kind of tatted up like us, you know what I'm saying, smoking gas all day, probably carrying a firearm, I don't know, not like that. We in the middle / the South. Weapons and shit like that ain't like California and New York. That shit pretty fucking regular, and as long as your shit legal, you ain't gonna get in no fucking trouble. And even if it ain't illegal or whatever, as long as a motherfucker ain't stole it and shit like that, you 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get in trouble neither. As long as ain't nobody stole it and you just like fucking, you didn't know. Which isn't fair, because I know somebody that got in trouble for unlawful, like buying something that was stolen. But generally, I just mean like, yeah, he right about white people in the middle to the South area. But go ahead and continue to like, subscribe, and share. Continue to fuck with us. I appreciate y'all watching. Bye.